meeting went great.
Use your resources. Call people you know that can open a door for you.
I really feel the grace of God on my life with Someday Sunday. Like, I do.
I'm back home. I'm about to get started editing these episodes. And then also I'll be working on formulation a lot this weekend. Things are going fantastic. I have to share something that happened the other day and kind of like what I've learned, right? Recently, I got an opportunity to connect with someone who is really into manufacturing. I mean, she knows her stuff. And I'd been asking God to give me guidance, and I had been kind of feeling like, dang, like I'm alone, like I don't have a co-founder, you know what I mean? And that's fine. But this can be such a lonely journey, and there are so many questions that I have that could, if they're answered, help fast track a lot of this. And God literally brought someone in my life to help with just that. Another thing that I'm learning is that sharing your ideas is a beautiful thing, and it gives other people the opportunity to help you, and also you're open to helping other people, right? I do feel like God is working in my life, and I am just really excited. Good morning. Today's April 16th, 2024, and I have a meeting with the fragrance house today via Microsoft Teams, I believe is what it's called. I've never used it before. It is raining outside. It is dark as heck in my room. It is very early in the morning, and I am going to do this. Now, the things that I am, I guess, most curious about is MOQ, or pounds of fragrance required. Essentially, when you're working with manufacturers of any kind, they have a requirement for the amount you have to buy, and that is called the minimum order quantity, or in this case, I guess there's a pound limit. We'll see. I am also curious about the price as well, obviously. You know, when you're using essential oils and natural fragrances, it's a lot more expensive than using man-made, highly chemical stuff, right? And I'm also just interested in the vibe of the fragrance house, if they understand my vision, they get it. And from all of that information that I get on this call, as well as the process of how they do things, etc., I will be determining if it's the right fit for Someday Sunday right now, currently. And if it's not, then, you know, I'll keep in contact, and hopefully when I'm ready, perhaps they would be a good option. So I'm gonna get on this call in about 10 minutes.
But I ended up not moving forward with this partnership because the MOQ was way too high for where I'm at in these beginning stages of my business. But I'm definitely going to keep in touch and see if we can work together in the future. Great morning. It is April 20th, 2024. I am dressed for success. No, I'm going to support a fellow cohort. Her name is Candace. She has a company called As For Me and My Body, and I believe it's about like wellness, wholeness, all the things. And I'm going to go to support. I've been supporting everyone in their events. For example, the women's panel, I got this from Jackie Wynn's event. I loved that so much. And you'll probably see in a previous vlog, if it's not in this one, they gave us these like Stanley-like cups. And I get the hype. Y'all know how I feel about cups and thermoses and all the things. And this is amazing. So I get it. I get the hype. I love it so much. And it's such a cute color. I used to never like pink. I started wearing it and all of a sudden I'm like, this is my color. Very adjacent to red, which is my favorite color to wear. Anyway, I just think it's really important for me to support the people in my cohort. We're all in various stages of our business. And, you know, I figure the best way for me to learn about them and what they're doing is to get involved. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, I got to go.
Christians bridge their physical and spiritual health. Hence, we have the worship team here, right? What a beautiful name it is. What a beautiful day it is. God is so good. And I think for Christians, sometimes, or a lot of times, we put our physical health in a box over here. We put our spiritual health in a box over here. But in reality, especially for believers, it's congruent, and it goes like this. So we have a whole program lined up for you today, and it's going to be amazing, right?
Just left the event. I just want to say congratulations to Candace. It was so amazing. I mean, doctor, like we're talking mental health and spirituality. It was a Christian event and it was so good. I left with a book, which is like a 21-day plan. So I'm super excited about that. And congratulations, Candace. Now I am going to go pick up my mail. I have a virtual mailbox just because I think that when you have a business, especially if it's home-based, it's just safer to separate yourself from, or separate your personal dwelling from your business until I get my own space, which I may have something coming in the future. Who knows? Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys, I went to Dollar Tree, one of my favorite places. You guys remember how much I love Hobby Lobby? Before Hobby Lobby, there was Dollar Tree. I know, random. Anyway, I got these and I've been waiting weeks, at least 2 months for these to come back in, and they're only $1.25, you guys. But what I love is that they're plastic, they're flexible, and I love the way they look stacked, and I use these for my powders. And it's just so good, so economical, and they only charge $1.25. It used to be $1. Inflation. But I just wanted to share this with you guys. You know, don't be afraid to utilize different spaces or different retailers that offer insane discounts for things that are so useful and usable. And I use these, like I said, for my powders, and then I have glass ones that I use for waxes, and they just look really great. So I just wanted to give you guys this quick tip, and now I'm gonna go get my mail. Love the truck.
Bookshelf that's gonna cover it, so when you want to have a private, it'll be a door that opens up, but no one will know. It'll look like a bookshelf.
That's dope. Jay's friend Justin, childhood like best friend, opening his 3rd restaurant. So this is the beginnings of it. They had a soft launch earlier this week, and then they'll be open for business pretty soon. By the time you see this, I'm sure they'll be like fully open. It's a beautiful space and even bigger than his last one. I'm so happy for him. And Justin is there doing business.
April 6, 2024, and I got a centrifugal machine. I am so excited about this. I've actually never said this word before, so if I'm not saying it right, this machine is used to help separate particles. You essentially will put test tubes at the top here, and it spins. The clicking that you hear is the timer, and you can choose the speed, and it will separate particles out. You will see these in doctor's offices or lab offices where they're separating like plasma. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but for formulation purposes, I can put an emulsion like a lotion or a cream. I'll put it in here, spin, and see if it will separate. And it essentially will speed up the separation time. If it does not separate, then we know that it's a stable emulsion. If it does separate, then I gotta get back in the lab and do some more work. Welcome to another day. Today is May 7th, 2024, and there's a bunch of stuff happening. One, I've been applying for like grants and special programs specifically for product-based businesses, and it's been really kind of exciting, a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Like the first one I was like, what? But now I'm like, I kind of got like the juice now that I've like done a couple. I'm like, okay, you know, so that's just goes to show you that, you know, I guess the more you do something, the better you get, the more confident you get, etc., etc. And the cool thing about filling out these applications is that I can see myself borrowing answers from each application, so it will get easier and faster as I go along. As you guys know, it's very expensive to have a product-based business, especially for me, where I went through like 3 years of just learning. So like buying ingredients, trying things, making things, blah, blah, blah. Then I got to this like body cream, and then I've just been like trying things. Like right now, my biggest thing has been, well, it was working on the skin feel. Because at first it was the right consistency that I wanted, but it didn't have like the exact skin feel that I wanted. And now it kind of has like a silky texture. It also has like a little bit of that like, you know, like a little greasiness. Like I like that, you know what I mean? Where like you actually feel moisturized. But in kind of redoing the formulation, I now have to work on its thickness. And so like all of these little tweaks, you tweak one thing in the formula, you add one thing, you stabilize this, you blah, 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 and it kind of like changes it. And the issue is that I can't get to my labeling process until I really get the formula 100% down. Also, though, if I just rush the process, then I waste money, and labels are not cheap, okay? And you have to buy in bulk in order to get a discount. So we're talking 500 plus, right? So it's like, you know, it's a little pressure, and I feel like I need to like finish this so I can move on, right? So there's that. Ooh. Let's actually move on to what I'm doing today. I got a machine called a centrifugal. I always want to make it more complicated than it is. Or you can do centrifuge. Let me show you. This is a centrifugal. But you guys see those little holes? So essentially what you'll do is you'll put test tubes in these holes, set a timer, and spin it at a certain amount. To test stability, it's like 3,000 RPMs, rotations per minute. And yeah, this is going to help me test the stability of my emulsion. Anyway, I'm gonna be using this today.
Now I'm going to show you the process of me using this centrifuge machine for the very first time. Despite this not being the best test for stabilization for an emulsion. Now, remember earlier I said that centrifuge machines, they are really used to separate particles out. That is their job. So if an emulsion is separated out, technically it has done its job. However, if an emulsion does pass, it is incredibly stable. And I had a conversation with a couple of acquaintances, one a fellow formulator and one a chemist, and both conversations, they said that using a centrifuge machine is just not ideal. And this is based off of Harry's Cosmeticology book, which is like the Bible for chemists.
I am setting my temperature to 50 degrees Celsius, and these are centrifuge tubes that I'll be putting the cream in after they're heated. Look at how differently these two batches heated up. This one's obviously a little hotter than this one, but just by looking at it, I just felt like this one was a more stable emulsion than this one. So I mean, we're gonna really see. I just gotta let him cool down just a little bit. I overheated it, but let's find out.
And to put it in as few words as possible, this machine is not a true replication of what would happen in life.
Then you're just gonna make sure that each emulsion is at the same level. I can already see that this one's gonna lose.
It is highly unlikely that someone would be spinning a lotion at 3,000 repetitions per minute and heating it up to 50 degrees Celsius, etc. It's just not a real life replication. So keeping that in mind, I am going to be going back to using just my incubator and heat testing stability, as well as freeze thaw testing. Essentially, I am stress testing my formulas, making sure that they are stable in high heat as well as in freezing temperatures and everything in between. This is a part of the testing process. You do not need a centrifuge machine. I'm gonna go see my girl Denisha with her sweet peaches. People came out lined up.
Leah, we have some flowers for you. We wanted to recognize you.
I have a dream for my products to end up in Sephora. It will be such a full circle moment for me.
6 months down the line, they're like, I priced this wrong. Like, I can't make a living.